Imagine you're a puppeteer, and today is the day you're filming the debut episode of your show. The studio is a scramble of cast and crew and costumes, lights, cameras, all sorts of things happening. Your costume is on, you're ready to perform the role, action. The filming starts. Your costume is complex. It involves the use of a pinky, your hand, your other hand, both arms, and your legs, well, almost every single part of your body. Now, your costume is on and you can hear, and your eyes are wide open, but this is what you see. Nothing. It is pitch black inside the costume. You cannot see out, but the show must go on. So you can hear, you've got your cues for the lines, you begin to recite them, and you've memorized as best you could the layout of the set, and you start to move around. But as you start to move, you can feel that you're bumping into things and running into people, and they're screaming because you're tripping over stuff. Cut. The action stops. This Muppet is off to a very rough start. However, they're in their 56th season of creating leadership lessons for children in homes all throughout the world. If you haven't guessed, we're talking about Big Bird. So, three and a half leadership lessons from Big Bird, how you can Big Bird it when you're facing big decisions or challenges at work. Now, why is Big Bird a leader? Three things I would suggest. Number one, if you're a new visitor or cast member on Sesame Street, you spend time with Big Bird first. He shows you around, shows you the ropes, introduces you to people. Number two, look at any list of critical leadership skills and behaviors. You will see a huge overlap between what Big Bird does and that list. Third, Big Bird brings people together to solve problems and create great outcomes. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a great leader to me. So, 3.5 lessons. What are the lessons we're talking about today to Big Bird it? We're going to start first with perspective taking the perspective of other people. To understand how Big Bird does this, how does Big Bird act and perform the role, taking on the perspective of others? This is 1969. Remember that it's dark inside the costume. So how did the crew solve that problem? They created a special custom harness inside the costume with a tiny little television screen that has a live stream on it. Now, what's on that live stream is a good question. You might think that live stream is a feed from a camera, perhaps in Big Bird's eyes, or his beak, or behind him, looking out at the audience. You would be wrong. The camera was on the floor looking back at Big Bird, which means that Big Bird and the puppeteer inside are constantly performing with the perspective of the audience in mind. Totally different way to think about taking a different perspective. So step number one to Big Birding it is take a different perspective. Step number two to Big Birding it is adaptability. Big Bird demonstrates tremendous adaptability. He listens more than he speaks. He asks great questions. He learns. He takes feedback and input and takes them to heart and adjusts as he goes throughout the episode. Step number three, resilience. For 5,500 episodes and counting, Big Bird almost always has a problem he's trying to solve. But he every time approaches it with enthusiasm and optimism. You and the leaders you support face challenges every day. You too must be resilient in the face of those challenges. So be resilient. That's step number three. The half step, the bonus step, so to speak, is that leadership is a journey, not a destination, and you are always only halfway there. So that is the half lesson. 3.5 lessons to Big Birding it. So, why did I choose 3.5? Because Big Bird's address is 123.5 Sesame Street. So, these are the 3.5 steps to Big Bird it when you're facing challenges in your organization or difficult decisions. Step number one, perspective taking. What are your customers, your employees, your investors thinking? Can you see it from their point of view? Number two, be adaptable. Listen for feedback, adjust, adapt your approach and your communication. Number three, be resilient. Keep on keeping on. This is hard work, but we've got to maintain positive and be enthusiastic. And finally, embrace the difficult challenge of the journey of leadership because it's not a destination. So the next time you and your leaders are facing difficulties or challenges in the office place, take a step back and big bird it. Thank you.